Call to order the Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session meeting. Today is July 24th, 2018. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today our guest, I want to welcome our guest, Joe Mazzola, who is the Franklin County Health Commissioner and he's presenting today the Community Health Improvement Plan presentation. So, Joe, welcome to the Board of Commissioners Chamber.
Thank you, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner Brown, Administrator Wilson, members of staff. I appreciate the opportunity. I'll be brief this morning, but we're really excited to announce to our community the development of our new Community Health Improvement Plan for Franklin County Public Health. It's been about an 18-month journey, and we're really excited about being able to present this to the community this morning and really talk about the collaboration that's gone into this plan. You should have copies in front of you, both an executive summary as well as the full report. And I want to recognize some folks in and around Franklin County for their hard work. This really came about from a project called HealthWorks Franklin County. And I want to recognize Mike Cochran and Commissioner Brown for your involvement and leadership with that. HealthWorks Franklin County was a project of the National Healthiest Cities Counties Challenge, and it was an opportunity for us to look at social determinants of health as it relates to public health. And so one of the opportunities that we looked at was how do we create a strategic plan around social determinants? And we did that. We created a framework for that. But the next step to that project was to look at how we can inform our Community Health Improvement Plan. That's what you see here in front of you this morning. A framework around social determinants and the impact that it has on public health. So our 2017 Community Health Assessment identified 4 priority areas: chronic disease, maternal and child health, access to care, and then behavioral health and addiction. And so our stakeholders through HealthWorks Franklin County, many of whom are actually in this audience this morning, spent time with us thinking about those 4 priority areas, thinking about evidence-based strategies, and we put forward for your review the result of those conversations. Each one has measurable outcomes, each one has a collective impact context, each one has a health equity focus, and so I really just want to thank our community and our organizations that have partnered with us to put forward what I think is a very comprehensive Community Health Improvement Plan. Specifically, I want to talk about the strategies that are in there. Some of them are existing, meaning they're existing work that's already happening in the community. And what we're doing is we're connecting those strategies with the work that's already been done, that's being done. Things like infant mortality and our partners with Celebrate One, for example, the Local Food Action Plan, the Franklin County Tobacco-Free Collaborative. Some of the strategies that are in this plan align with the work of those groups, and so we're excited about making those connections. Some of the strategies in this plan are new, and so our stakeholders and our organizations said, there are gaps in our community that we need to address, and so we put those in this plan, and we recognize that it's going to take additional resources for us to address those strategies. And so, we're going to be as the health department, we're going to be convening conversations to implement those new strategies, and thinking about how we can bring more resources to bear to address those. And so, as we move forward with this plan, we're going to be coming back here to keep the commissioners updated, of course, and then also thinking about how we can identify additional resources to address those gaps in collaboration with all of our organizational partners. I do want to mention in that spirit, last week the health department submitted a $900,000 grant to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, basically to implement some of what's in the Community Health Improvement Plan, with a specific emphasis on health equity and a specific focus on 5 particular zip codes that are underserved in our jurisdiction. And so we're already thinking about implementation for this, and we're really excited about where we're headed. So again, I want to recognize that in the plan are all the organizations that participated with us. We had over 100 organizations in our HealthWorks Franklin County group, which in our view has kind of started out as an idea and now is really a sustainable framework for collaboration for public health. And so we're very excited. I do want to mention just one thing in particular. I know this is further on in your agenda, and that's the issue of poverty. And so that's one of our 6 core areas that you'll see as far as our social determinants. And so our intention really as HealthWorks Franklin County is to connect our work with that work. the work of education, the work of poverty, the work in the community related to access to healthy foods. And so as we think about our public health system, we want to connect with those initiatives as well and understand them better so that we can advance and advocate policy change and make sure that we are thinking about social determinants in that context in our community. So again, I know that we have a busy agenda this morning, but I appreciate the Commissioner's involvement with this plan, and certainly I want to ask if there are any questions or anything that we can do as we move forward, and again, appreciate the time this morning.
If somebody wants to get a copy of this, how would you?
Well, we
Have
brought
them.
extra copies this morning, and it is on the website as
It
well.
is on the website, which
So,
is what?
Yes, yes. And I want to recognize Mitzi Klein, who's with us, our Director of Communications. This is something that we were able to do in-house, to design and to lay out, and so we're really proud of this
Yeah.
particular document. But yes, everything is available online as well.
Wonderful.
And give the website address so folks who are watching might.
Sure. Franklin County Public Health is myfcph.org.
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 The one thing I wanted to point out just briefly is that, for example, you mentioned poverty, and then there is what we don't often talk about are the disproportionate segments of our segments of our community that are disproportionately affected by many of these sort of chronic diseases. For example, we know that in minority community, minorities are higher at risk to heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, and then infant mortality. Think about where Franklin County and Central Ohio sits with regards to infant mortality. All of these things are connected to poverty. They're connected to access, and so I think this is a deeper conversation than we're the stage where we are as a community on this. So this is a great sort of ignition to that conversation, and I think it very much can be a part of that deeper dive into the poverty conversation. And so I hope that you will be fully engaged on that, because those are connected elements, and we just want to make sure that they stay connected.
Absolutely, and that is our intention. Again, as we move forward with HealthWorks Franklin County, we meet quarterly, and what we want to do is connect with the work of those social determinants, the ones that we have as a group identified as really key to public health and to population health. So again, for example, with the new poverty initiative, you have our full commitment to be at the table and to do whatever we can to support that work, because we know that is a major driver of health outcomes. And so we now, I think, have this framework, we have this plan, recognizing that we have significant health disparities, and equity is going to be a major focus of our health department moving forward. Our Board of Health has made that commitment, and so as we move forward as an agency for our new strategic plan, that'll be a part of that as well. But we absolutely have our commitment as social determinants will be a key and central focus for us as we think about how to improve health in Franklin County.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe, for being here.
Thank you very
today.
much.
Appreciate it. Okay, is there an approval of the minutes for June 5th, 2018 general session?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
Thank you. First, we have the auditor.
Resolution number 505-18. Resolution authorizing a contract with Protein Solutions Incorporated to provide project development and business analysis services for the Franklin County Auditor's Office in the amount of $28,800.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Austin Chen, Chief Technology Compliance Officer from Auditor's Office. This mobile application used in Auditor's Office was created more than 4 years ago. We would like to refresh this mobile application to ensure system security and provide greater citizen experience by implementing additional functionality that currently under application. The service provided in this contract include project management and business analytics. Pending on any question, I would like to ask for your approval.
I'll move for approval of 505-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 505-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coroner's office.
Resolution number 506-18, resolution authorizing a third contract extension with Store Mortuary Transport for body transportation services in the amount of $220,000.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Matthew Cottle, Director of Operations for the Franklin County Coroner's Office on behalf of Coroner Ortiz. This morning, the Coroner's Office would ask for approval to extend a contract with Store Mortuary Transport for body transportation services. The original contract, which was competitively bid, was approved on June 2nd of 2015. If approved, this will be the third contract extension with one remaining extension period. The maximum per year amount is not to exceed $220,000, as we estimate the number of annual transports to be approximately 1,800 trips per year. Since the beginning of the contract period, we've received excellent service from the vendor. No contract price increases occurring over the life of this agreement, and in concert with the Franklin County Purchasing Department, we would respectfully ask for your approval.
Move approval of 50618.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 506-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Engineer.
Resolution number 507-18, establishing, altering, and widening of Cleveland Avenue at Ennis Road, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer.
Carla Marable.
Commissioners, the first three resolutions are similar in that they are all declared necessary resolutions. They are all in Clinton Township, and they are also in the Linden neighborhood. The Linden neighborhood is a focus area for Smart Columbus, so our investigation of these locations may help us participate in that program indirectly.
Great. I'll move approval of 50718.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 507-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 508-18, establishing, altering, and widening of Cook Road from I-71 to Cleveland Avenue, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
Anything else?
No, I think that kind of summarizes it unless you have any questions.
I'll move approval of 50818.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 508-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 509-18, establishing, altering, and widening of Ferris Road from Carr Road to Westerville Road, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
I will move approval of 50918.
Second. Oh, sorry. You're here now.
It's okay.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 509-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 510-18, establishing, altering, and widening of Morse Road at U.S. Route 62, Plain and Jefferson Townships, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks to declare necessary the improvement of the roundabout at Morris Road in US 62. This roundabout is on the border of both Jefferson and Plain Townships, and this project will modify the existing roundabout to increase the capacity and replace the temporary delineators.
I'll move for passage of 51018.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 510-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 511-18, resolution authorizing contracts for sale of real property located on Climb Road.
Commissioners, our final resolution seeks authorization to transfer excess land on Climb Road. We purchased right-of-way necessary for the improvement of our Climb Road project, and following the completion, we had excess land. We, in 2015, the board authorized us to sell the property. However, we received no bids at that time. We advertised the parcels again in May of this past year and received multiple bids on each parcel. The sale was awarded to the highest bidder, and approval of this resolution will transfer these properties.
Move approval of 51118.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 511-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sheriff.
Resolution number 512-18, Resolution authorizing appropriation adjustments for the purchase of capital equipment.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services for Sheriff Baldwin. Passage of this resolution will transfer appropriations to purchase 3 ballistic shields for the SWAT team. It also approves supplemental appropriations from the unencumbered cash balance of the commissary fund and concealed carry fund to purchase a delivery vehicle and 2 web check systems. Any questions, ask approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 51218.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 512-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Fleet Management.
Resolution number 513-18. Resolution authorizing the settlement of a claim for damage to a 2017 Ford Interceptor SUV.
Good morning, Commissioners. Charlotte Ashcraft, Director of Fleet Management. The resolution before you is requesting authorization to accept an insurance settlement from an accident that occurred on June 10th of this year. This accident occurred when one of our sheriff's marked cruisers was stationary on the side of the road with lights activated and was struck from behind by another driver who drove off the side of the road. This accident resulted in the total loss of our vehicle. Any potential bodily injury claims will be handled separately from this property damage claim. The party at fault is insured by Nationwide Insurance, and they have accepted liability and offered to pay the county $28,421 for the property damage. This offer has been reviewed and recommended by the prosecuting attorney's office, and the amount fairly compensates the county for the property damage portion. Pending any question, I request passage of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 51318.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 513-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 514-18. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into a memorandum of understanding on behalf of FCDJFS with the Workforce Board of Central Ohio for the Ohio Works Incentive Program.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
This resolution, the program provides TANF funding for performance-based incentives to the local workforce boards in job and family services. The incentives are designed to support job placement and retention for our Ohio workforce participants, which, as you know, are our cash assistance customers, with high incentives for job placements and that move participants off cash assistance. All these incentive payments don't just go to the entities, but they also go to the customers themselves. While the funding is initially disbursed to the Workforce Board, our agency plays a critical role in providing the TANF eligibility component to this program. Pending any questions, I will ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 51418.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 514-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 515-18. Resolution authorizing a contract with More Strategic Consulting for the purpose of the development of a countywide poverty assessment and strategic plan in the amount of $262,369.
Commissioners, earlier this year, our county released a request for proposal to develop a comprehensive poverty mitigation strategy. Moore was one of 3 vendors to respond to the county's RFP and was determined to have the lowest and the best proposal. The firm will assist the agency and the Board of Commissioners in convening stakeholders in establishing a steering committee to foster innovations to improve economic mobility and family stability while ensuring equitable access to opportunities across Franklin County. We want to reimagine a future for Franklin County while developing concrete, actionable steps with partners from the private sector, local government, nonprofit, education, and many more. The term of the consulting is expected to last between 6 to 8 months. However, the specific deadline will be established during the project kickoff meeting, which is scheduled for today. Pending any questions, I will ask for your approval of this resolution. And Commissioners, I just want to make mention that David Moore and Julie Williams with Moore Consulting are in the audience today, as well as you all have selected a chairperson to chair the steering committee, and that is Trudy Bartley. You're very familiar with Trudy. She's one of our forward-thinking, transformational leaders that we have in Central Ohio. She's with the Ohio State University. We believe that Trudy will play a great role in establishing the steering committee.
I will move for approval of 51518.
Second, I had a great conversation with Trudy last week. Had a good chance to talk to her on my drive back from Nashville, as a matter of fact. And so she's very excited. I know that you've had a lot of conversations with her, as have the two of you. And so we're excited about the steering committee and excited about the work of the steering committee, excited about having more consulting on board. This has been it's been a great endeavor here over the last, 16, 17 months researching and putting this together. And so this is a great community-wide conversation. We're glad to be at the beginning of this, and it's exciting to get this project kicked off.
I'll just add that, I was with Director Bivens yesterday, and we met with the State of Ohio and the governor's office or his cabinet to talk about their interests in investing and collaborating with Franklin County because they want to see what comes of the work. And so I think not only are we on the right track at the start, but we're already garnering the attention of partners that give us a deeper reach, a broader reach, like the State of Ohio. The Chancellor of Higher Ed was also in the meeting and indicated his interest in higher education being linked to that conversation, what they can do, and even expressed their willingness to think creatively about resources as part of the project. So I just think we're really off to a good start. I don't know the folks from Moore Consulting or Strategic Consulting, but I'm eager to see what they can contribute to the conversation as we organize in Central Ohio and begin to think about how we can mitigate poverty in the long term. And so I'm eager to get this process started.
And Commissioners, I don't know if you would like for any one of our guests to have an opportunity to ask some questions. I know we're going to have that at the end.
Right.
And if you did, I wanted to make sure, because I do not want to slight Trudy, because I want to make sure that I do formally give her proper title. She is the Associate Vice President in Local Government and Community Relations at the Ohio State University. She's worked on several of these projects.
She has.
She is diligent, and again, she's an innovative, transformational leader that I think will assist in this process.
If I could, I would like Ms. Bartley to come forward. And where are the folks from Moore Consulting? Yeah, I would, if you don't mind, introducing yourself to Central Ohio and give us a quick snapshot of your firm. And certainly, Trudy, we all know you, but welcome as the chairperson of this very large endeavor. And do you want to say a few words?
And as I mentioned, Nashville. We were driving back from Nashville. We were all in Nashville last week
Right.
for our meeting with the National Association of Counties.
Right.
There are a lot of folks around the country that are very
They're
excited
watching.
and paying attention to what we're doing here, and they're very excited about the outcomes that we have. And so, I wanted to mention that as we talk about this, because there's a lot of folks that are really paying attention to what we do here. But sorry, go ahead, please. Welcome.
Welcome, Trudy.
Thank you. It is an honor to lead such an auspicious committee making a difference in Columbus. As you know, I am a true public servant, having served with Mayor Coleman, having served with the Strickland administration, and now with the Ohio State University. And I do believe in transformational change. Was able to really work on the Near East Side in a microcosm of what we're trying to accomplish on a macro level, and bringing those skill sets, bringing the resources, bringing the networks together to make that pathway out of poverty a reality. Columbus is very fortunate, as we all know, because we have great partnerships as what is known as the Columbus Way. And I look forward to leading a very large group of stakeholders.
robust
A
group.
robust group of stakeholders, you know, moving the needle forward and also attaching it to what I've talked to you about as the Alliance for the American Dream of how do we get people out of poverty and into the middle class.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to working with all of you. And I look forward to coming together, putting all the data, seeing what is that we're doing well, what are some of the things that we have the opportunities to do better, and moving Franklin County forward. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Hi, Commissioners. My name is David Moore of Moore Strategic Consultant. It's a pleasure to be in front of you and meet with you. I'm looking forward to our longer conversations today. I'll just say a quick thank you, and my colleague Julie Williams is here and the team from Thoughtwell who are joining us in the project. We couldn't be more excited to have the opportunity to work with you. Your energy, your commitment, your passion for this work, the work that's already been done by the team here, is exactly what's needed to sort of pull the energy together for Columbus. Poverty isn't the kind of thing that gets solved overnight, and it won't get solved in a 6 to 8 month project. Our goal is to sort of bring the information and energy and passion and commitment that's already in play to help give you sort of a momentum and drive forward. We're thrilled. Julie and I both have deep roots here in the state of Ohio. Thrilled to get the chance to be back here in Columbus and work closely with you all. So I'm just thrilled to have the chance to work with you. I'm glad to take any questions if you have them, but just really excited about the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you.
Did you want to? No?
Get to work. We're ready to get to work with you.
I'll just say that, again, welcome to Central Ohio. This is going to be
Definitely.
very serious work, and we're hopeful that, as Commissioner O'Grady said, that it's the beginning of a conversation where perhaps what we do can be looked at nationally. And I mean, that's how serious we want the outcome to be. So thanks for investing with us and working with us here.
And if I can clarify for the people at home that watch us on the network, this is a county initiative.
Right.
Our agency just has the opportunity to oversee it at JFS, but this is a county-wide initiative. We will be working with all the county agencies in addition to JFS, not just JFS. So thank you, Commissioners, for entrusting our agency with this project.
Thank you. And in addition to that, I think it's important to just say this is a community-wide approach based on what's needed here in Franklin County, not a national approach being brought to us. And I think that's important because I believe we all understand that, but I'm not sure that the public has seen that yet. So I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, this was born out of a conversation with Lisa Cordes at the United Way and some of the work that they had been doing previously, and so we're excited with all of those community partners that are going to be joining us in this conversation. So we'll look forward to talking with you guys more this morning.
Yeah?
Moved in second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 515-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Next, Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 516-18, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with Madison Heights Glass Company Incorporated to perform glass and glazing activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $2,195,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. Also joining me today is Dr. Bill Lafayette, owner of Regionomics LLC, who will provide a summary of the economic impact study he conducted for this contract agreement. This resolution authorizes a contract agreement with Madison Heights Glass Company, Inc. to perform glass and glazing activities for the new correction center. One bid was received. Madison Heights is headquartered in Ferndale, Michigan. Madison Heights is signatory to the Glazers Local 372 here in Columbus, and 16 jobs are anticipated to be created as part of this contract at its peak. Madison Heights has committed 2%, approximately $43,000, diversity participation from one firm on its SEBE utilization plan to perform fabrication of engineered glazing systems. However, Madison Heights is continuing to explore potential caulking and cleaning SEBE firms to increase its participation. Madison Heights Glass Company, Inc. has demonstrated it has the capacity, experience, and ability to complete the required work. The project's owner's representative, Pizzuti Solutions, and the project construction manager, Gilbane Smoot, are supportive of this contract award. I will now turn it over to Dr. Lafayette to present his summary of the economic impacts. Then, pending any questions, we request your approval of this action.
Good morning, Commissioners. My latest memo includes the economic impact of the Madison Heights bid. The impact of this bid totals $1.7 million in Franklin County production and spending, including impacts from the projected spending with local suppliers and the spending of wages earned by households. Household earnings impacts total $400,000. An average of 9 full-time and part-time jobs are going to be sustained, and there will be $1 million in long-term value added to the county's economy. As I always stress, it is legitimate to count these household and supplier impacts simply because they would not occur had the initial spending on the part of Madison Heights not occurred. Impacts to date from all the hard cost contracts that we've looked at so far are $174.5 million in production and spending, $43 million in earnings, 770 jobs sustained on average, and $101 million in long-term value added. Part of that total is the impact contributed by small and emerging business enterprises. I estimate these impacts so far at $41.5 million in output, $10.5 million in earnings, 180 jobs sustained, and $24.4 million in value added.
Thank you for that analysis. I will move for approval of Resolution 51618.
Second.
Moved in second in voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 516-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Homeland Security.
Resolution number 517-18, resolution to accept ownership of radio antenna tower site from the Ohio Department of Transportation in the amount of $1.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kathy Crandall, Homeland Security and Regional Communications. Commissioners, this resolution is requesting for you to approve a transfer of an 800 megahertz radio tower from the Ohio Department of Transportation to the county for a fee of $1. The easement rights to that tower is also included in a separate contract in this resolution. This tower provides a natural bridge for the 3 counties at the apex of Fairfield, Licking, and Franklin, where the public safety radio signal is not as strong as it needs to be. On the portable radios, we're okay, but on the mobile radios in car, because of the elements that are in that apex of those 3 counties, we don't have good reception. We are working currently with the state of Ohio to merge our existing radio towers and increase our viability of sound for the 800 megahertz system across central Ohio. So hopefully at no or little cost, we will be combining towers and creating a better, stronger signal system. Pending any questions, I request your approval of accepting this tower into the Franklin County inventory.
Happy to do so. I'll move for approval of 51718. This is safety.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Second.
Moved in second in voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 517-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 518-18, Resolution authorizing a professional service contract with Karen Leffler for peer support services through the Franklin County Public Health Reallocation Grant in the amount of $5,400.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Daniels with the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. The first resolution we have on contract this morning is for a peer services contract with Jen Leffler. She has been doing some outstanding work for us. We're moving her over from temporary status to contract status in anticipation of some of the additional monies that we've received and upcoming extensions for these. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
I'll move approval of 5/18/18.
So for Jen Leffler or
Is it
Karen
Karen?
Leffler?
Her name is legally Karen, but everybody calls her Jen.
Okay, thought I'd. Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 518-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 519-18. Resolution authorizing receipt of the FY 2017 Justice Assistance Grant from the U.S. Department of Justice.
We all have nicknames downstairs, Commissioner. You just don't want to know about most of them.
That's all right by me.
I'm not asking.
Our last resolution today has been a long time in coming. We're asking for your acceptance of the fiscal year 2017 Justice Assistance Grant. As you know, this is an annual allocation that we get from the federal government. We split this between ourselves and the City of Columbus to support a variety of different justice-related initiatives, equipment, support of the Sheriff's Office, and other things. Normally, these monies come to us in October. This is from last year. We're just now getting this after the Trump administration and some litigation around various and so-called sanctuary cities. At least that's been resolved to a point where the government has decided to release the money to those of us who are not officially sanctuary jurisdictions. And so we're asking for your approval of this. It will be, we'll have 10 months less to spend this money than we normally would, but we're convinced that our partners will be able to do so.
Yeah.
Good.
I'll move approval of 5/19/18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 519-18 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Purchases we have.
Resolution number 520-18. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $3,134,203.57.
Good morning, Commissioners. The resolution before you requests your approval of 143 purchase orders. For small emerging business enterprises, there are 16 purchase orders, which equals 34.7% of the eligible purchase order volume. Their purchase order dollar amount is $210,553.45, which is 63.5% of the eligible purchase order dollar value. Eligible purchase orders are those where the SCBEs are likely to participate. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as availability funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, I recommend their approval.
Move approval of 5/20/18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 520-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 521-18. Resolution authorizing the President of the Board of Commissioners to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Franklin County Family and Children First Council.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. This resolution would approve the memorandum of understanding with the mandated and invited partners of the Family and Children First Council, which would set forth the statutory obligations of the council and outline their agreed upon obligations of the additional parties. So pending any questions, would recommend approval of the resolution.
Move approval of 5/21/18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 521-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Are there any generalizations?
There's two. From Economic Development and Planning, case number ANX-17-18, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on July 17th, 2018. The petition is requesting to annex 6 acres from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on August 28th, 2018. Also, we had a notice from the Ohio State University for a capital improvement projects on their Columbus campus. If there's any questions about the projects, feel free to contact the Ohio State University, and I have all the contact information in my office.
Great. Thank you. If there are no further comments or questions, that concludes our meeting. Yeah, I think we've got an administrative session, yeah.
Is it scheduled for